So Anat, my assistant, will send you a copy of the book. And Viola, you can make the connection with Anat for her. Okay. There are two Anat.
Thank you.
The one who just entered the room and the other one who is my assistant. And she will send you the copy of the book. Okay, everybody, hello. Those who join us just right now from United States, Poland, Israel, Argentina, Italy. Okay, so let's take a look at this, at chapter 4. There we are. This is, I will make it larger. Okay, you see now, you see this one? Chapter 4 says, act now, understand later. There is a saying in Hebrew, I don't know how to say it in English, that says that everything you do, you should think about it before you do it. In Hebrew is Sof Maaseh b'machshava tchila. Well, it sounds logical, right? You think about something, then you do it. You plan it and you do it. You make the calculations and you do it. But here we are, let me remind you, in the illogical logic. So it works in a different way. And chapter 4 highlights this. In this situation where you want to be intuitive, you act before you understand. You act before you think. And you think later. And I believe this is the more natural hierarchy we feel before we think. Actually, it's faster. But usually we don't trust these feelings and we prefer to think more. But the information that is coming from our feelings is just faster. It's always faster. So if we want to do something with it, we may trust it, act, and understand later. So let's go into chapter 4. And I would like someone to help me with reading. Chapter 4. There we are. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So, who would like to read for us paragraph 1?
I can read.
All right.
No one else. Okay. One of the most fascinating, intriguing, yet frightening aspects of intuition, which we will discuss and consider many times during this journey, is the way intuition points us to new roads without giving us any clue about the benefits of embarking on these new roads. One may almost address this phenomenon as a contract between a person and his intuition. In order to keep his part of this contract, a person must agree to go through a risky experience. Yay.
A risky experience. Many times it sounds or feels risky, although it is not really that risky. It's just because we don't have enough reassurance or information, it sounds risky. Or if you are in a good spirit, it sounds adventurous. Nevertheless, this is how it works. Intuition points us to new roads without giving us any clue about the benefits. You may take it, you may not take it, but this is how it works. And this is where we have the point of choosing. Because intuition is not only about the unique information that is coming from within, it is about the question of choice. If I do not choose to follow intuition, which is legitimate, then I kind of dry this channel of information because it is useless. If I don't do anything with it, I don't get information that is asking me or offering me to do something with it. So this is the deal. And this is what I'm saying here. It is a kind of a contract. And in this contract, we are invited to agree to this adventure and to take some risk. How do you say bless you in Poland, Viola? You say something when someone is sneezing?
Sorry, I didn't hear you because I was apshik doing. What did you say?
How do you respond to apchi? Or do you not respond to apchi?
We say na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie, like
Not
drinking the wine.
Okay, very simple. Okay, yeah, it's in Hebrew it's the same. No. Okay, all right. So this is a rule. This is a rule of intuition. You act now, you understand later. You are invited to follow a kind of an offer, and the rule is that you don't have enough information that reaffirms that it will be okay. Okay? Okay. All right, Anat, please continue.
In fact, most of the time, our fears will not allow us the luxury of saying something like, well, I'll give it a try. What can possibly happen? I can always fix things in case I realize I was mistaken. Our fears will create a mini drama with exaggerated negative scenarios in case we don't study the next step before taking it. Our fears will color the intuitive decision we've made as one that leads to irreversible situations or to radical life changes. They will warn us that we will regret our decision and we will surely suffer the damage.
You see the drama? Such a big drama. So many times, follow intuition means crossing a bridge of fear. And if it's not fearful, it may not be intuitive. It is a sign. And we are standing there thinking, should we follow this instinct or not? And if we hesitate, the fear will increase. Again, the rule is act now, and it means now, do not wait. As long as we wait more, the fear will grow, because we can say to ourselves, well, I can give it a try. What could possibly happen? I will, if there is something to fix, I will fix. It cannot be such a huge mistake, but the fear creates a mini drama that exaggerated the scenarios, something monstrous. It's just a matter of feeling. It's not really what happens. A drama that its objective is just to stop us from following intuition. That's all. And it will even color the intuitive decision as one that leads to irreversible situations, even radical life changes. And which is not truth, usually. It's just exaggerated fears. They will warn us that we will regret our decision and we will surely suffer the damage. Okay, and you can see here a place where we can either be frightened and just see many scenarios, stories in our mind about the bad things that may happen to us if we just follow the instinct without thinking, or else we just act now and understand later and even see that no crazy scenario can really happen there. It was just our fearful imagination. Okay, Anat, please continue.
The irony is that our logical left brain suddenly becomes less smart. Surprisingly, it ignores all precedents in which intuition did advise us well. And it especially forgot the fact that almost every decision we make, except for very rare ones, can be corrected, reversed, and handled with little pain or effort. During these moments, the accumulated wisdom of our common logic disappears and is replaced by a primitive fear that reflects the difficulty of forfeiting the massive control we have created on our lives.
Okay, and this is what I'm saying, that in these moments, our smart left brain, our wisdom becomes a little bit less smart, even a little bit stupid, because it forgets all the precedents in which it went well, or that we made allegedly mistakes and we fixed them. And it forgets everything and just focuses on the fear. And in these moments, we don't act with real wisdom. We are just working with our fears, that's all. And in this sense, one of the advantages of being more intuitive is being more courage. You just practice courage. Even if there is no real danger, you practice courage because your fear is broadcasting danger, 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 do not do it. Actually, we are not afraid of the consequences. I think we are afraid of the freedom that comes with intuition. All right, now let's scroll down to the end of this chapter where I write many times act now. And we'll come here, 3 paragraphs from the end. Who else wants to read for us? Okay, Viola, go ahead.
And this is the major problem that brings us here. It is not the common logic's duty to provide quick answers. This is not a part of its skill set, and such demand only damages its performance and contribution.
Just wait a moment, okay? So, left brain is not about speed. It's not about quick decisions and quick answers. It is a different place in our mind that is responsible for this. And this is what we are training ourselves for. But it's hard for us because we got used to rely too much on our common logic, but there are places where it doesn't really function. All right, continue.
Only intuition is able to give us quick information. By the way, this is in fact the only way intuition communicates with us, through immediate knowledge. Our common logic's true role is to wait a while, to let intuition in, and to decide first which of its urges to follow, while taking a risk when doing so. The need to understand is postponed for later.
Okay, so the new relationship with the left brain says, it's okay, you will get what you need, but not now. We cannot wait for your understanding before we act. We're gonna act, but you're gonna understand later, it's okay. We don't forget you, we do not neglect you, but it's just a matter of timing. Now we have the opportunity to do before we understand. It's an opportunity, it's even a privilege. But it means that we will understand later. Okay, go ahead.
This is how it's supposed to work, and this is what will take our common logic to a whole new level of functioning and awareness. Once our common logic is set in its proper place and not forced to do what it cannot, then it would be easier to give us the green light so we can follow the basic contract of intuition.
Act now, understand later.
Act now and understand later.
Okay. So the proposition here is for our common logic to participate in decisions making by offering it just to wait a little and help us implement the urge without arguing. Just let us follow the instinct and we'll understand later. And we will understand when we will demand understanding later, and it will be there. But there are things that we cannot understand before doing. And if we refrain from doing it, we will not understand. It will stay ambiguous. It will remain foggy. So this is the crossroad. Do I want to learn this way by acting first and understanding later, or do I insist on always knowing before, always in control of the consequence before taking actions? This is the dilemma of being intuitive, and we cannot bypass this part of the process. We cannot bypass the adventure or jumping without knowing if you're going to land okay. You cannot avoid it if you want it to be intuitive. Okay, and this is what this chapter is about. And it is also about the timing, and the timing is now. It says that the urge is coming now, you feel it in your body, and it says you do it now. But if you try to think about it too much, you don't have the energy of the now, you hesitate, you wait, you lose the energy, you lose the opportunity. Okay, so this is the subject of this lesson. Now I am inviting you to make some questions. Any questions you want? Let's see. Okay, here. So, any question you have about this topic? The questions are coming from your left brain, from your logic. So you can challenge the information. You can challenge the idea of act now, understand later. And the more we ask questions, the more we open the doors for bigger understanding of what we're talking about. Actually, when we ask questions, we invite right brain and left brain to work together. The more we ask questions, the more we open the discussion, and we can even have different opinions at the same place without trying to figure out which one is correct. We just go inside the information and let it open through our questions. So, who wants to ask any question? about this topic, about intuition, about act now, understand later, etc. Yeah.
Itzik?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Irek, do you have a question?
Actually, no, I'm so sorry.
Okay, all right. Verdit, please.
Thank you. I'm sorry to be the devil's advocate, but could our life be an accumulation of mistakes? Because each part of the forking on the road, we took intuition and
Wait.
not.
Wait. Could our lives be what? What did you ask?
An
Serious?
accumulation of mistakes. And my image is like taking in the map, like every time when it forks they have a fork in the road, we took one way and then it forks, and it accumulates, taking us on a journey according to intuition that, yeah, you understood.
Okay.
Yes,
So I
exactly.
added another question after you.
Beautiful.
What is a mistake?
What else does fear blocking in our life?
So fear is blocking our opportunities to follow intuition, and that is asking what else does the fear block? Okay. I remind you, our topic here is act now, understand later. Understand later. Yeah.
Can you become better in listening to your intuition? Better, or maybe better is not the right word.
Why not? Can
Ventures.
improve
Yes. Okay.
our ability to follow or listen to intuition.
I have another one.
Mhm.
What does the left brain need to play with us, or to play with intuition?
So what does the brain need to play with right brain?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
My question is, hello,
Jessica.
hi, nice to see you again. I wonder, I will say, I wonder if it's always good to act according to intuition. Maybe it's rather the source of certain knowledge, what you need to process as well, with right and left brain. So I wonder if it is always good to act according to intuition. Maybe it's something what you need to process as well.
Is it always?
Possibly not. This is what I think. In my life, for example, I think I have that source of intuition developed in my life, but I'm not always knowing what to do with that, and sometimes I think I make mistake acting very quick according the intuition. So maybe it's depend on the situation. I don't know. maybe you can turn that question.
Okay.
I
All
want to
right.
add.
Yes.
Can I add? Okay.
Yes.
I want to say something about making a mistake in intuition, because a lot of times it seems like we're making a mistake at one point, and then time goes by, and then it turns out it wasn't such a mistake, or something better turned out. So
So
but
what is
my question is, you said that the intuition is something that follows your feeling. Did you have a feeling and then comes an intuition? Am I understanding correctly?
It comes via the channels of feelings, but it's not the only thing we feel. This is what I'm saying. It is coming as an urge, as a passion, as I know from my heart. I feel that I know, but I can feel other things like love, like desire,
Anger,
hate, anger.
making a decision based on anger.
So
It's a
it is
feeling,
just-
but it's a bad intuition to make a decision based on anger, isn't it?
Route of, let's say, energy that is coming through our feelings, and emotions are traveling there, fears are traveling there, and also intuition is traveling there. So what is your question?
I'm not sure that I understand completely when I do something out of some sort of feeling, or when it's called intuition or not.
Okay, so
I'm not sure that I know that I understand completely
how can
or more I feel the difference than I understand it.
how can I know if I really followed intuition or other kinds of feelings?
Right.
Yes, Verdit.
I want to make it a little bit more accurate, I think. The difference between intuition and impulse. Acting on an impulse, which is not necessarily
That's a
intuition.
good thing.
Difference between intuition and impulse. Good. Yeah.
Where do you feel intuition?
Where do I feel my
Is it a different experience for each of us? Is it the same?
is it a different? Is it a different feeling, experience? Is it different between people, among
Yes.
people?
Where is it coming from?
Antarctica.
Yeah. What else
Okay.
can you do with intuition?
Rather than act?
Yes, I mean, it's such a left brain question, right? The doing. So it's a nice combination.
Okay. Yeah.
Are fears always bad regarding stopping us from following intuition?
Again?
Are the fears always bad when they stop us from following intuition?
Okay.
Is fear coming mainly from our structured personality?
Yeah. David?
Intuition will take us out of our comfort zone. Why should we follow it?
Why should we leave comfort zone for intuition?
Yep.
Intuition.
And what is freedom according to intuition?
What is freedom according to intuition?
Is intuition is bringing us comfort and good time, or maybe also will bring us uncomfortable, not comfortable, uncomfort, and not comfortable time.
Only leads to comfort, situation,
Yes.
situations, or also other kinds, even
Difficult time or things which is trouble for us.
all right, situation. Okay.
What's the
Right.
main benefit of intuition?
What is the main benefit of intuition?
How do we know it that we're following intuition?
How do we know that we follow intuition? You know that there are answers to your questions. They are there. Okay, many nice questions. Do you have more questions? How do we know? How do we know? Intuition is about knowing. I would like to start with this question. How do we know that we follow intuition? Now, it is important to say that this is a kind of science. We're talking about rules. Yet, when we're talking about science and rules, our left brain then says, well, I know something about rules and science. It should be according to my rules and science. No, it's illogical logic. But we are doing our best with our logical logic to understand the illogical logic. And I think this is what is beautiful in this kind of learning and this kind of investigation. How do we know that we follow intuition? I have my own answer, but I invite you, according to your experience. How do we know? No. Do you just try to connect to this feeling of I know, I have no doubts. It is sometimes that you know that you know. You don't even have all the abilities to explain or prove, but you know. You know it in your heart, you just know. But how do you know that you follow intuition? Who wants to offer
I
an
can help
answer.
her.
Yes, Tal, please. How do you know that you follow intuition?
I know that in certain, I know that when I'm planning or when I'm drawing or when I'm dancing, I know that what I'm doing is totally intuitive. Or not only intuitive, it's also based on knowledge, but I know that it's more intuitive.
How do you know?
Because a lot of times the outcome is something new. I'm not saying it's new global in the whole world, but it's
Okay.
definitely new. It's definitely new for me, or an unexpected path for me.
All right. So you're saying new outcome. Good.
I would answer
Yes, Basha.
that I know that I follow my intuition when I act without waiting for logical reasons.
So spontaneity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. When I'm spontaneous, I know that I'm intuitive. All right, Rodit.
For me, it's always accompanied with a physical sensation in my belly, someplace that I know.
What kind of physical sensation?
Of something, uneasiness or easiness. This is what I feel, uneasiness or
Maybe
easiness.
easiness or uneasiness.
It's not always catching me right at the second. You know, I can sometimes say something, but then it will not sit well in my stomach somewhere. And I will say, no, it was not right. But sometimes I feel, yeah, it was right.
Okay. All right.
In my case, it's that I start acting without having much knowledge about it.
So
I have this feeling and I start acting. I don't have a big knowledge that I should go somewhere, but it's something released in my heart and I just go. But I don't have big knowledge that I should go to the right, for instance. Yeah.
all right, so you act while knowing that you don't know.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I know that I don't know, still I'm acting. Nice. I don't have the input of my knowledge, still I'm acting. All right.
It comes quickly.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's surprising.
Wait, I make more room here.
Okay.
It's surprising. I will add, there is a sense of excitement.
Yes.
And I can put this like with the metaphor of something that is flowing in a pipe. And let's say that there are some obstructions at the beginning and the flow is a bit minimal, but when it continues, it opens the obstruction and then it flows better while moving. So you start, let's say you're drawing or you're writing or something that you were fearful at the first, you have some excitement, then you continue and then the excitement expands and it flows better. So sometimes you need to have this first step to take, which is a little bit uneasy and still fearful, but in the third or fourth step, it will be much easier, more exciting, and you'll be more confident. So I can add to this gradual confidence. The confidence grows when you, let's say, you go and you do the act, and the act has steps. So first steps are different from the 10th and 11th step. And this is what about understanding later, because in the 10th step, you also begin to understand. And then both sides of the brain work together. It's more easy when they work together. But left brain needs to know that sometimes it's not the first. That's all. Just, you're not the first. You'll come. You'll be a part of the team, but not always the first. Okay. So we say new outcome, spontaneity, physical sensation, starting without knowing, quick, speed, gradual confidence, excitement, surprising. And
I would add that,
yes.
yeah, I would add that it's always something that brings me beyond my known border.
Okay, so I go beyond my boundaries.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. So I'm in a new story. I'm reaching into a new story of my life or my experience. It is always new. And this is something I find fascinating about intuition, that it always has places, new places for us to offer, always, if we just ready to follow it. Sometimes it's not as easy. Sometimes it makes more effort, but it's always there. The potential is always there. Okay.
Mamy naprawdę bardzo mało czasu, Maryla.
All right. I didn't understand what you said.
Wszystko jest po prostu.
Okay. So I want to take this question. Roberta's question now. And let's see what answers we get here in the group. I mentioned the word freedom and Roberta took it for a question. What is freedom according to intuition? Now I'm inviting you again to give me your ideas, because I think it's very important, because if you ask left brain what freedom is, and if you ask right brain what freedom is, you'll get different answers. And I do think intuition is about freedom. So, what are your answers for this? What is freedom according to intuition, which means give me your intuitive answers. Listen to your gut.
Exactly, listen to your gut is an answer.
Listen to my gut. Yeah, freedom.
Do what you like in spite of opinions of others.
Listen to your passion.
In spite or despite?
In spite,
but it's the same meaning.
Despite.
I knew it. I knew it's the same. All right. Despite other people's opinion. Sometimes it goes, sometimes we need other people's objections to know the right way, because they say no, we can understand it is yes. Sometimes this is their duty for us. They put us the barriers so we can climb over there. Okay? All right.
Listen to your passion.
Listening to our passion. Yes, Verdit.
Acknowledging that I have inner guidance.
Okay, acknowledging that I have the freedom to know, to acknowledge that I have inner guidance. It will never leave me. intuition is always there. So intuition will never leave me, and it will never be depleted. It is always there, no matter what I do. This is freedom. Okay, who else wants to offer us? Roberta, you have to say something because it is your question.
Yeah, opening new possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's growing in the atmosphere of acceptance. So freedom will be when I am accepted to use it as well. I don't know.
You
I
give
can
yourself...
have that inward freedom to use intuition, but not necessarily I can be accepted to use it outside, yes, in the society. So if we talk about freedom from others, expressed from others, that is atmosphere of acceptance.
Nice. So maybe one of the conditions for us to be more intuitive is to surround ourselves with the company that supports our being intuitive and being strange and being not ordinary, because we need this support, because the fulfillment of the intuitive urges is quite in a very sensitive place.
Yes. Oh.
And for this, we need support. We need also not just the people who think it's not right, and also the people who say, oh yes, go for it. Follow your heart. Yeah.
Accept that there is another wisdom. Yeah, it's kind of like what Vardit said.
Accept that you may be smart, but there is another wisdom that is there for you that works in a different way. But it has its own wisdom. It has its own rules. It has its own science. It has its own precision. Yes, Vardit.
It's the same as everything, but I need this word to be in this context to
Go
practice
ahead.
my independence. The word independence for me is really important here.
Practice my independence. Yes. Intuition is really about being independent because it is only yours. It is in your heart, it is in your mind, and it is the advice that you get from within you. It is totally individual, although when you fulfill your intuition, you're in service of other people as well. But still, you have to be independent. You have, because this is the time where you get the advice from your body, and there is no other source of advice. And then you have this crossroad, as you say, the fork. Do I follow it? Do I trust it? Do I follow the contract, the deal that I am doing now? I'm trusting my intuition and I will understand later, or not. Maybe I want to wait a little bit because I'm not ready for this adventure.
I have a question. Why did you connect service for others with intuition?
So for this, I will stop sharing.
Can I ask one more?
You can always ask. We have just 3 minutes. That's okay.
I mean, I wanted to add one more to definition of freedom.
Go ahead, do it.
Being, sorry, I forgot what it was.
That's intuition.
Yes. Being truthful to yourself. Oh, being truthful.
Yeah. Sometimes it costs us, because when you decide to be independent and truth, some people will not like it.
I've experienced it.
Being independent costs, and this is one of the choices. It's not always comfort, as Irek mentioned before. So I want to finish this class with addressing Anat's question, which is something to continue the week with, about the service, the relationship between following my intuition and service for the community. I think this is one of the most fascinating part of it. That it is following my intuition is not just for me. It's also for some other people. And this makes intuition far, far bigger issue. So it's not only my interest to be intuitive, some of you will earn from this. So the agreement, the contract was not only between me and me, it was also between me and you. So once any of you fulfill their passion, follow their intuition, get closer to their calling, immediately you are in a better place of making service to others, because you would like to give others your gifts that your intuition pushed you to give. Okay? But this is something for another class, the relation. I mean, this is kind of the network we have among us, that this is why it is good for everybody. For everybody, it is good that one of us is more intuitive. It is good for everybody. And if we look at it from another perspective, right brain is also the social brain. Right brain is the feminine brain. And feminine means togetherness. And it is why it's better to learn about intuition together. We make the inspiration, it's like an energy that is flowing from one to another. And then you go back to your life with more confidence to experiment your intuition, and maybe knowing that it will not only benefit yourself, but also others. But for this, you're going to have to cross some bridges of people who will resist your change. They will be afraid that you're changing because they think they may lose you because you do all these new strange things. You need to cross the bridge, and then you will bring new service maybe to other people that are ready for your gifts. All right? So